and that would have been more following line. If God is the one presenting the story, I see no other option of his presentation than this. And the other option for God to present also to tell us honestly that he did not just create Adam and Eve, but he created another male and females somewhere, and they instantly maybe were refusing God or did not believe God in some way or did not accept God as Adam and Eve did, and God did not continue with them, and they have their families, and so that is one of those people is where Cain had to go and take his wife. But if that is not in the line, nothing of that nature, but all of a sudden some group of people appear somewhere and Cain had to marry from them, where did they appear from? So whoever is writing the story is trying to become dodgy here with something, but he's been caught right there. But who can go there? People is giving excuses. Oh, it could be that maybe the people normally say that the book, if all the things that has happened are meant to be put into this book, they will not fit in this book. Why wouldn't they fit in? Whatever is necessary for man to discover himself and discover God is there for you to seek, and him to seek us. It's had to be put into the book, and it's just a few pages that will be added to this book when it comes to this thing that we are talking, to reveal the facts of the matter of what this truth is about. A few pages will be added to this whole book. Can that be done? Is somebody holding them to the fact of the how many pages? Are they being held to decide on how many pages the Bible should be? No, there's no limitations. If the Bible had to be 3 billion pages, it had to be 3 billion pages. And they can continue it rather than doing revising. They can continue the writing as long as it's in the line of truth coming from God. But no, they were keeping records of things. That is more sometimes acceptable. That's like it to me. Records are being kept, and those who kept the record, people look at it. People write people's biography today. In the same day, the time got to where people could write, and they started putting down information of what they've got, descendant story from their parents. But it's not necessarily from God, and that is why some parts are missing out. And if we understand ourselves and understand these things, we will sort of approach these things in a more better way, and God will somehow one day show himself and bless us. He will not going to be putting us into any frustrations, because we have been honest in our life. We've not been lying that this is God's book. If we know it is not, we have to say it is not. If we know the Quran is not God's book, Allah's book, we have to say it is not. But even to say that, we just have to analyze it first. It is fair, right, to analyze it to prove that it is not. And then our own conscience and our gumptions will sort of give in to the fact that it is not. And being honest like that is an honorable thing to do. It's an honorable thing to do for ourselves and for God, or wherever God might be, for God to sort of respect the fact that these people are a people of a generation that really values fact and truth. So I'll give them the truth. I'll tell them what they need to know. It will voluntarily happen. Whoever God is, I'm sure God is more sensible than us. That if human being is being put into such a situation, that's what happens. He willingly begins to give information to people. God will willingly do even much more, exceedingly abundantly, there in the Bible as well, exceedingly abundantly than we could ever think of. He can do all that. If we believe that, why do we hassle ourselves and stress ourselves to the extent of which we cannot discover, preventing ourselves to discover what we are supposed to discover, and infecting ourselves with alien things that ends up in the same way as an alien invitation and alien interruptions, and we are having spiritual problems kicking here and there, living uncomfortably today, tomorrow that, inviting things that is not meant to be, giving room for alien jubilation. And now we can't even allow anything except that. Look carefully at especially the Christian group and how the worship is done. I think there are people who are spiritually inspired, and their spiritual inspiration of this book, or their jubilation of this book, is they are happy because it helps them to discover what they are supposed to discover.